for a CF-18 Hornet. That is there to fight us. Today by husband Mike Trigvason. That's right, folks. This
husband
is
and wife.
That is right, a husband and wife team here, and we're gonna hear that big Pratt & Whitney engine get a little quiet here. That's an indication to us that Sam,
she's climbing out.
She's climbing out onto the top wing, and in just a minute she's gonna strap herself against that top strut up there. And if you look on the live stream, you can indeed see Wing Walker Sam is now standing on the top wing. Now, if you think that is crazy, just watch, because Mike Trigvason is going to take this AgCat through an array of aerobatic routine or maneuvers while Sam hangs on for dear life.
Now, Ken, they're not going to go upside down.
They absolutely will go upside down.
With her on top of the wing.
With her on top of the wing. Now, Brittany, would you want to do that?
Look at how excited Sam is right now. If you can see in the live stream on our big screens right now, she is waving, crowd waving. You're waving. Appreciate all of that.
Diving in and a little extra special feature on the air show cat, the wingtip smoke, as Mike pulls the air show cat through that beautiful Barnstormer's loop. There you see Wing Walker Sam getting on for dear life as her husband takes her through that aerobatic maneuver. Now, Sam says this is one of her favorite maneuvers. It's called the hammerhead, straight up into the sky, kicking in that left rudder, and the airplane pivots around. Mike using that altitude to convert it into airspeed to set up for the next maneuver. Up he goes, rolling the airplane down the show line. Now, Brittany, I was announcing this act a little while ago at another air show, and it occurred to me that maybe I needed to point out to the audience that this is a real live person on that top wing. And I thought people are smarter than that. They will believe me when I tell them that there's a live person. Could you believe it? After the air show that weekend, someone came up to me and told me that in the VIP tent, someone said, "That's gotta be a bird, that's gotta be a bird." I assure you, that is a real live person hanging onto that top strut as Mike Trigvason goes through another and aerial spray applicator. The designers did not think that people would actually want to use this machine for flying air shows. Up they go, and Mike rolls the airplane around. Hands out there. How many say absolutely not? Hands up. Oh, I see a lot more hands up there. I'm going to tell you, folks, actually used wing walking as her way to raise money to get her pilot's license. Many, many people, when they're trying to get their pilot's license, they'll go to the airport, they'll fuel in airplanes, they'll clean airplanes in exchange for some flight lessons. Not Wing Walker Sam, she did wing walking. As we go back and forth down the show line, and she was able to raise the money she needed to get her flying lessons. Get this, folks, she got her pilot's license, which takes about 40 to 80 hours.
Talking about something that it is reinvented, renewed, and she is bringing this back from the crop dusting era to modern day century, inspiring others to pursue your dreams and live your passion.
And when she's not doing air shows, Brittany, Sam works in the commercial space industry. Pulling out the show center. And the beautiful formation of Barnstormer's Loop. maneuver to keep the show right in front of us, converted all of that altitude into airspeed. Watch this now, on that 70-degree line. Rolls on her wing one way, now somersaults the airplane through the sky. We call this the Luxembourg. Wingman upside down. Watch this. They call this the double take. Upside up, and his wingmen all upside down, now experiencing weightlessness as they stay in formation during that incredible double take. Stick and rudder flying. There's no autopilot, no computers assisted now. Here's Greg upside down, and his arms, Todd and Marco all around the smoke trail from the show center.
Gentlemen, look to your right as the CIAS P-51 Sherilyn enters. Built Rolls-Royce Merlin engine. It's 1450 horsepower, V12 motor with dual stage, dual speed super. As Sherilyn returns for a graceful barrel roll.
Displays throughout Canada and the U.S. In 2017, Marco became a P-51
aerobatic maneuver. As a competition pilot, you start with a primary category, move into sportsman, up to intermediate, then advanced, and then what you see here, unlimited aerobatic flying.
From the heart of Manitoba comes Luke, experiencing positive 6 Gs on that pull-up. Now look at the incredible roll rate of this extra 330 as he spins it out over the top. Now puts it into a flat spin, descending down towards the ground. In just a moment, he is going to kick in a little bit of rudder to get to, and throughout this throughout his airshow routine today, you're going to see some very crisp point rolls, snap rolls, and you will notice that he stops those maneuvers right when he wants to, and that's exactly what the judges are looking for in aerobatic. We're a force to be reckoned with. The Western world came up with the extra 330 as well as the Edge 540. Truly remarkable aerobatic machine, straight up into the sky. A point roll, another point roll. Continuing to climb, now shoves the stick forward, negative G's, trying to rip him out of the cockpit. He's straining against the straps there, chooses that 45-degree line. Look at how precisely he stops that airplane as he goes through those half snap rolls, stopping it in the
Canadian Nationals.
Top speed of the extra 330 SC is 220 miles per hour. Watch as he carves out the stop sign in the sky. This is an 8-sided loop. Over the top practice and going to aerobatic contest. Going up through that graduated process that you were talking about in competition. Going through the rigors of airshow flying at different altitudes. Lots and lots of hours going into that. Now let's watch as he snap rolls the airplane to the inverted, then back the opposite way along the horizontal line. Look at how he maintains the altitude all the way through those series of inside and outside snap rolls. Luke Penner, sponsored by Harv's Air Flight Training, as well as pilottraining.ca. Now I'm looking very closely at the underside of the aircraft, and yes, indeed, the torpedo doors are open on this bottom side. The aircraft, and sometimes if you get a good headwind, it slows you down as far as you're tracking across the ground. All right, here's a high-speed pass by your 140 Aurora.
Hang out with us. Now, friends, head over to the autograph tent as we turn our eyes back to the sky and we have our search and rescue demonstration.
That's right, Brittany. In Canada, the provision of aeronautical and marine search and rescue services is supported by the Canadian Armed Forces and the Canadian Coast Guard. Every year, these two federal organizations respond to more than 12,000 cases, and that's exactly what we're going to see here is a little simulation of a rescue operation. The Royal Canadian Air Force Griffon helicopter has been called in to assist this person in distress and perform a simulated, again, rescue. Now, folks, we have a beautiful, beautiful late summer day here in Toronto. I can assure you that most of these search and rescue missions do not have, get this, Brittany, they are responsible for an area of more than 10 million square kilometers.
But often they are working in extreme conditions, navigating rough waters in the darkness. But today, demonstrating to us their jobs, working so hard during.
For Quebec is Warrant Officer Yannick Lord, and our pilots, our first officer from Belleville, Ontario, is Captain Rory Harrison, and the aircraft commander is Captain Chris Gallinger from Rockwood, Ontario. Now, Brittany, now that the rescue operation has been completed successfully, we're going to show you just a little bit more of the capabilities of the Griffon helicopter, climbing up to about 500 feet above the water. Canada acquired overall 85 of the Griffon helicopters, which have spent time in places like Bagotville, Quebec, Borden, Ontario, Cold Lake, Alberta, Edmonton, Alberta, Gagetown, New Brunswick, Goose Bay, Newfoundland, Petawawa, Ontario, and St. Hubert. I love it. Taking a curtain call right there at center stage as they pirouette down the show line. Again, look at this. That's very hard to do. Almost showing up Luke Penner there with the rolling 360s along the show line there and maintaining the altitude all the way down the show line. Again, demonstrating the skill and the professionalism and the risks that our Canadian forces undertake in order to keep us safe here in Canada.
Pilot's license with ratings in gliders and seaplanes, as well as aerobatic instructor rating. Now, although he made his living and paid for his flying and aircraft building, working as a millwright in steel companies of Hamilton, Ontario, he is now
down on that 45-degree down line, completing that half Cubanate maneuver, keeping the performance in front of us the entire time. Now straight up into the sky he goes, rolling the airplane as he goes. Fire boat marking out the show center, and over the top he goes. Again, going through about 5/8 of a loop and rolling out, using this time what's called the Immelman turn. This was a maneuver discovered back in World War I as a way to evade enemy aircraft. And now he throws an outside snap roll as he dives back down. Hey, Brittany, as we continue on with his performance, I don't know if you noticed, did you see those two smoke rings that were floating around? That's coming from the smoke system on his aircraft. It puffed a couple of O-rings out there of smoke, and you can see it just tracking across the sky as we wait for show routine from the back seat of the aircraft. It's a pretty sporty biplane, as you can tell as well, 200 horsepower. As he gets a real good look at the fireboat, probably washed off a little bit of the dust that is collected on the top wing. Thanks for the wash there, friends. Doing a slider across the sky.
And let's see that wave continue. Look at that knife edge along the water. Have your cameras rolling all the way down. Truly an airshow professional.
30s and the 1940s, because first and foremost, it is in honor of all of the personnel who served in World War I as well as World War II. But it also gives us an opportunity to show you the advancements in aviation technology. This was the cream of the crop back in the 1940s.
In a relatively short period of time, what you're seeing is a 1940s design aircraft. You see the Agile 330 SC, you see that Christen Eagle, all more modern day airplanes. This is in the early advancements of aviation technology. I think as we see the F-35, we're going to see a huge difference. And isn't it incredible how things have changed over the years? In some ways, you kind of want to go back into a plane of Cornell, because that's flying the old-fashioned.
That's right. Edenville has a couple of different airplanes. They have this Cornell. They also have a de Havilland Tiger Moth and a Fleet 80 Canuck. The Edenville Classic Aircraft Foundation, established back in 1986. They're based out of the Edenvale Aerodrome, located on Highway 26 between Barrie and Collingwood. The airfield opened in October 1941 as part of the British Commonwealth Air Training Plan and served as #1 relief field for Harvard operations at Camp Borden during World War II. Their hangar is open on Thursdays and Saturdays from May through October. That's their flying season. And as you mentioned, Brittany, we invite anyone, or the museum invites anyone interested in history or aviation to come for a visit. Edenville is also looking for new members to join their team, as well as their pilot corps to sponsor and fly their aircraft. And as we mentioned, passenger rides available in the Tiger Moth as well as the Cornell.
Now, ladies and gentlemen, give him a wave as Sean Klisch comes back in the Fleet Cornell. Unmistakable as it rolls, loops, and dives across. Today, this Red Star trainer continues its mission not in combat, but in preservation, reminding us of the time when the world skies were training grounds for the jet age.
And even though Brittany at the right-hand side of our airshow box climbing for airspeed, turning away 90 degrees, he's going to do a 270-degree turn the opposite direction, which will line him up with our show line. Again, using these wing overs to keep this performance right in front of us the entire time. Dan Fortin, a native of Victoriaville, Canada, retired corporate pilot who began his flight.
But the CJ6A is not a copy. It was an all-new Chinese design, though it was inspired by the Yak. The big difference with the CJ6A, it has a cantilever wing, and he
wants this maneuver to be into the wind. Let's see what he's going to do now. He's going to continue to wag the wing.
Give him a wave, ladies and gentlemen. He can see us. Oh, great job waving, looking up and down the shoreline. Excellent work, Toronto. Ken, I don't know about you. We need to check in with our audience. Okay, Toronto, are you having fun?
The F-35 superior advantage in combat due to the adversary's reduced ability to detect the jet through the use of stealth technology. In order to remain covered, you must maintain a clean profile by carrying your missiles and bombs internally. With an internal payload capacity over 6,000 pounds, the F-35A is the most lethal multi-role fighter jet in the world. If you ever wonder where those bombs and missiles hide, here is your answer.
does it well.
Gentlemen, prepare for Freedom's Thunder on the high speed pass. Coming in from the left, Major Cruiser performing the inverted to inverted pass. Look at those flares go. Watch now as Major Cruiser flies across the airback container and traces a square in the sky. As she reaches the top of the loop, she will remain inverted. It will reduce the speed of the aircraft to just 100 knots. Coming in from the left, the F-35 performing the unique square loop. reaches the peak of her climb, she will go on-bird and reposition the aircraft by performing a split S. As she returns to show center, she will then accelerate rapidly and snap the F-35 through a series of aileron rolls to demonstrate the Lightning II's impressive roll maneuverability. Dropping in from the left, Major Kuzler executing opposing roll.
This speech is my recital. I think it's very vital.
As the most technologically advanced fighter aircraft in the world, the F-35's flight controls give our pilots a distinct maneuver. Ladies and gentlemen, from the right, our favorite, the tactical pitch.
Let's watch the solos having rejoined the main formation for the Tornado.